Hey, sorry, just had to wipe my mouth quick because I'm drinking juice. Let me put this juice right here. Um, uh, so I was on vacation. Um, and while I would have liked to have some like footage to put here for the video, what I don't like to bring any technology with me on vacation because uh because if I bring like my computer or my phone with me, I know I'm gonna be stuck in that hotel room all day instead of being out spending time with my family. So I didn't bring my computer or my phone or anything to film anything. So I'm sorry. Uh, but it was fun. Oh my god! So my last video was on Sunday, like last week on Sunday, and then I left that Friday. Um, at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and it was just, you know, my friends might have seen me just getting into a car at like 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning if they were awake at that time. But yeah, because some people live by, yeah, they probably don't watch my videos. Sorry, I need to drink some juice. Um, so I went to a water park, and it was fun. But I feel like I went there only to realize that I'm a huge chicken. Cause it's like I was just like, I'm gonna tell a story. Um, I there was like this ride, and I was like, I can do this. I'm a man, and then I climbed the stairs up to the top, and I got to the top, and I was standing in the line, and they give you like these sleds that you're supposed to ride down the slide on. And there was just this conveyor belt that I'm supposed to put my sled on, and then I sit. And there's a girl in front of me. She sat down and she rolled herself to the slide, and then I just saw the most like the conveyor belt just collapsed underneath her and dropped her onto the slide, and she went flying. And I was like, I can't. I couldn't. I was like, I got on, and I was like, okay, don't be afraid. And then I looked down, and I was like, I can't do this, and I backed away. And there was this girl standing behind me, or a woman, or whatever, and she didn't have a sled. It wasn't really a sled, but that's what I'm calling it because I didn't even know what it was called. I said, "Here, take this," and then I left my aunt's um yeah, I'm gonna call him uncle. He's not, but I call because in my family there is no such thing as like was like if you are involved with someone, whether it's in a relationship or a friendship or anything, you are part of the family. So just call him uncle. And that's why I was like trying to think because he's not. But then I was like, but he feels like an uncle, which is why I want to call him an uncle. Um, sorry, this water. I mean, this juice is just getting on my eyebrow. Um, uh, I have, I had sunburn. I was about to say I have. I mean, I had. I was like, clearly I don't anymore because I'm like moving and stretching and just, yep. But that's not the point. Well, that's another story for later. Um, so I just walked on the stairs. A 9-year-old boy made fun of me. So I was walking down the stairs and he started making chicken noises. This little boy. Let me get away from it before yeah. It was like, because, like, yeah, my dad calls it my retarded strength, where I get unnecessarily, I just get this sudden burst of strength, and then all logic in my mind is gone, and I just, I was like, I better get away from him before that happens. Yeah, that, but it was still fun. I did go on some rides. I went in the wave pool. I watched a diving show. It was amazing. Um, we went to Busch Garden. And I didn't get on any of the roller coasters. We split up into two groups. The people who wanted to go on the roller coasters, and the people who are going to heaven. So my group went to was just me and my mom and I had to think my aunt, my uncle. I call him Uncle Domingo, which means Domingo is Sunday in Spanish. But yeah, it's just I like to give people nicknames, so that's a play on his name. Yeah, so I call it Uncle. So Uncle Domingo. A friend of his was there with us also, but she felt like family too. Um, so she was like family too. So sorry, I need the friend. What was I gonna say? Uh, so wait, it was me, my aunt, my uncle, a friend of his, um, and my cousin and my little sister, and we um we went to like yep, um uh like we went to where did we go actually? I don't even remember. That's a bad thing. Oh my god. I was like I better not forget this. We saw this amazing show. It was like the history. It was called um um London Rocks or Rocks London or something. I don't know, but it was basically like the story of rock and roll in London, but it was just like color. It was like a bunch of flashing lights and colors and bubbles and like the seats we were sitting in vibrated and they would blast air in our face. It was just amazing. Awesome show. Uh, um, and that we did that first, and then we found the store um where they had a bunch of animals in it, a bunch of like this display of toy animals, and for some reason I got some, even though I know I was never gonna play with them. I was just like, this is cool, and so is this shark, and this is a cool horse that I found. For some reason, I had a weird obsession with animals that could walk on four legs. Let's see these animals right here. I don't know what any of these animals are, but they're really cool. I found this, and this is my mom. This is the mom dolphin, and this is the dad. I say that because this one is very fat, and I'm like, this one's pregnant. Yep. Very most offensive person in the world. I call this one Seal. Uh, but it's the Pokemon. And in my mind, there's another shark. For some reason, I have two. I don't know what this is. I just like that it was covered in like spots and stripes and whatever. This is another horse. I'm like, this horse looks like a cow. I'm getting it. This is a wolf. And this is another dolphin that looks exactly like this one. Again, for some reason I have two. And then here's another dolphin. Yeah, I don't know why I have. Yeah. And then, so my name is Teddy Bear at home. So I said, this is me. And I call him Mario. I say he's my cousin. So you could get that. You could get like, they give you like, there was like boxes hanging on the display, or cases, and you could get a case and take a case. They were free, and then you could just fill up that case with as many animals as you could, and it cost $10. It was amazing. Where did we go next? Then we went to this place called I need to get some another drink. A place called Sesame Street. Um, um, uh, did I even tell you what this place is called? Oh, we went to Busch Garden. Yep. I just need to make sure that I need to get a chair. That I tell you every single detail because I'm practicing my storytelling. Um, yep. So what do we do next? With this thing called Sesame Street, and there was this ride that my cousin wanted to get on, but he couldn't get on it alone, and his mom didn't really want to get on it with him. So I said, uh, I'll go. Uh, yeah. Actually, I think that's how it went. I know I wanted to get on this ride, this little kid ride, because I was like looking at it and it looked fun. I was like, how can this be a kid ride? It doesn't look like one. It was one of those rides where it raises you up and then it drops you. Um, where you sit in these chairs, these seats, and then it just raises you up. I can't do it with this chair because I'm too heavy. So it raises you up and then it drops you. And I was terrified, but I was like, I can't be a chicken. Um, so I went on it anyway. And I don't know what's going on with my aunt, but I know she got on, and I know my cousin got on. Or something like that. But we all ended up getting up on this ride. I don't know what led up to us, all three of us, getting on this ride. So, we, sorry, I'm like blanking right now. Um, so we do, so we got on this ride, and it was like lifting up, and I just thought, I was like, don't look down, don't look down, don't look down, don't look down, because you're gonna scream. And then my uncle just started screaming at me, um, uh, and and I looked down, and I was like, I just like I started panicking. I couldn't do it, like, but I stayed on. I was like, I'm gonna be a man. Yeah, that's what every guy tells himself. And I got to the top, and then it dropped us. And I thought, this is so boring. It was so boring. It was like the slowest ride in the world. It was like, you look at it and it doesn't look like a kid ride. So I got on because I thought it was going to be fun, but it wasn't. What else did we do? We watched a Sesame Street type show. The hotel was fun. There was a pool. That's all I have to say about the hotel. The breakfast there was amazing. Yeah, it was good. Um, what else did I do? Um, uh, Recently I've been reading. I don't know if I told this to you already. Recently I've been reading 3 stories. Actually no, just one. I realized I tried to read We're Here. By I can't remember. It's a fan fiction and it's a Glee fan fiction. And it's basically about Ryder and how he's dealing with like the fact that he deals with pressure from his parents to succeed in every aspect of his life, and how they're terrible to him because he has dyslexia. So, but he hasn't told them yet. So they think that he's not trying, and they yell at him, and like they abuse him with words, and it's I tried reading it, but that sort of I don't know. It just wasn't very interesting. I'm like, I feel like I've read this before, and yeah, so I didn't read it. Um, oh no, and yeah, that's uh, recently I've also been listening to. I don't know if I said this, Somos el Mundo, which means we are the world. It's a Spanish version of We Are the World, and it's so good. It's so good. I've also been listening to Make It Up by Sam Sui. I don't really know how to say his last name, so go with it. It's Sam Tsui. Yeah, I think. I have to go check. Because it's gonna bother me. Wait. Yeah, okay, I was right. So it's Sam Sui, and yeah, such a good song. Make It Up. Also been listening to Bring Me the Night, I Send Out the Stars. Yeah. I've also been listening to songs from High School Musical. They're so good. Um, it's just really good. Cause like before I started actually watching this movie, I would have been like, "Wow, this High School Musical is awful." But then I started watching it with my sister, and it's really good. So good. Yeah. What else happened on this adventure? Um, sorry. Blanking. Send out the stars, 'cause when I'm dreaming, it won't seem so far. Dark in the sky, then send out the moon. I should stop singing. Yeah. Um, 'cause my ears. I'm the only one who ever hears me singing. So, yeah, I'm the only one that I don't know. Yeah. So, of course, if you're the only one who hears yourself sing, you're gonna be like, I'm amazing. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, singing's fun, I guess. I don't care if I'm good or bad at it. It's fun. Yeah, I'm just good at memorizing things. That doesn't mean that it's amazing. Just good at memorizing songs. That's it. Um, but what was I telling? The story about. So the vacation was fun. Today I went to a birthday party. It was fun. I'm not gonna explain that because there's all this usual stuff happened at this party. We ate cake, we opened presents, we ate food, we talked, we laughed. There wasn't really music because this was kind of like a last minute thing, and they didn't really have enough time to like go all out with this party. So yeah, we moved this back. Um, yeah, that was fun. Everything was fun. I'm like thinking about should I tell them this idea? Because I have this. Yeah, it's kind of a stupid idea, but it's uh yeah is it? I've been like watching H2O and Mako Mermaid or Mako Island. I don't even know what it's called now. Because like, I think they changed the name. Let's go see. Because yep, it's a weird thing. Like they've kind of started to change the name. Okay, yeah, Mako Mermaids. And they kind of changed the name now. Now it's called Mako Island of Secrets, or I don't know. But yeah. I thought about this is such a cool story, but I noticed that most, if not all, of the mermaids are girls. Zach, and I think there's a new merman, maybe. I'm guessing. Uh, I don't know. I haven't really seen season 2 of Mako Mermaids. I've only seen season 1. So Zach is like the only merman. I think there's a new one. I don't really know. So there's only like 2, I think. And then all the others, everyone else is mermaids. And I'm like, that's so boring. So let's make a story about I was like, I can't. I was like, let's make a story that's set in the H2O and Little Mermaid universe, and it was like a story about some guys or a guy, whichever, that become mermen, and they face the challenge of going through their normal everyday lives with the added fact that every time they touch water, they turn and they grow a tail, and yeah, that's not fun. Uh, I can't imagine how hard that would be, because this would be an awesome story, but tell it from the male point of view, because everything is always told from the female point of view. Um, yeah, and Zach isn't a very good point of view, because I thought he's not very representative of every guy out there. Yeah, he's kind of representative of the stereotypical guy that everyone thinks of: sports, athletic. Yeah, that's it. Not representative of everyone. So I kind of just did the athlete, the nerd, and the artist. That's it. And I thought about the story of how I wanted them, because I was like, wow, because I thought about realistically, how could I make this story come true? And I don't want it to be set in Australia either, or New Zealand, or wherever this story is taking place. I wanted to be taking place in a different story, so I decided to make the story take place in the United States, but near a beach. Taking place in California, and I made up the story about these guys who are taken on a vacation to Australia. Yep, it's set in the Mega Universe. I was like, I don't really know anything about California, so I can't really like. Yep, or either they take a vacation to Australia, or they get turned into mermen by the moon pool, or they find their own moon pool in California, or in one of the states on the East Coast that has beaches, whatever. Um, Roanoke Island. No. That's a terrible idea. I was like, wow, that is not a good idea. That is not the most magical place in the world. Uh, nope. Yeah. So either they take a vacation to, I wanted to be set in the United States. That's the most important thing. Well, they become mermen, and yeah, It's dealing with the whole everyday, their everyday lives. They turn into mermen every time they touch water. And I was like, let's not tone it down for kids. Yep. I've become too adult for my own good. It's like, let's not tone it down for kids. It's going to be a realistic representation of high school where kids want sex and can get drunk and high, and yeah, it's just a realistic representation of high school told from a guy's point of view. And they turn into mermen every time they touch water, and I'm gonna say that over and over. Yeah, I was like, should I tell you guys this story? This story isn't that interesting. I haven't really thought much into it. I just wanted the story of H2O and Little Mermaids, but told from the guy's point of view, and told from the point of view of several guys who can be representative of every guy out there. Some guys use their brains, some guys use their brawn, and some guys express themselves through art, and yeah. Yeah, that's the most interesting story. No, not really. It's not. I did do something. What else? What did I do? Let's bring up my notepad on the computer. Um, when I typed in, I was like, so I want them to have the the powers that they have in H2O, um, uh, where they like Ricky can boil things and can boil water, and Emma can freeze things, and Cleo can manipulate and control water. So I thought about, let's type in those words. I typed in freeze, boil, and water into Google Translate, and I translated it into Latin, and I came up with, I found like probably not. I'm not clearly. I'm not gonna be pronouncing these words right, so I did Focus kinesis, which is the power to boil water and liquids in general. Aquakinesis, that's pretty self-explanatory. Power to manipulate and control water. And congelokinesis, or congelokinesis, however you want to pronounce it. Because I was like, I have to give names to these powers. I can't just, like, do this and then, because, I have to have something to call them. Can't be just, like, boil the water. Yeah. Because I thought, because every story out there involving mermaids is told from a female's point of view, and even with Mako Mermaids, with Zach, he's not very representative of all guys out there. Yeah, some guys are athletes, some guys are artists, and some guys are nerds. Yeah, I just did I'm not gonna explain how I came to that conclusion. Yeah, I just kind of like athlete, artist, nerd. There's everything. I just wanted a story told from a guy's point of view, and I've been getting it myself. My short attention span has been making me get addicted to um I should stop tapping on the computer. It's been making me get addicted to I'm blanking out to H2O and Mako Mermaids and those two TV shows. So I thought let's just combine those two ideas, and it's gonna be set in the same universe, and yeah, that's my explanation. And there's not that much to go on. I don't really have anything interesting. I just thought it would be like, to watch them watch them compete in a science fair or something, and having to deal with the idea that they can't touch water, or they're gonna have to run to somewhere to hide, or dealing with relationships from a female, from a guy's point of view. Yeah. Yep. Um. What else happened? Recently I've been watching today I watched Defying Gravity, and right now I'm watching Geography Club. I'm gonna go finish Geography Club, so see you later.